we can beat anybody with our eyes closed pretty much. And the NBA was pretty well matched in the WWE's Attitude Era. The two guys who ushered the seriousness and caring of the last era, Michael and Magic and Bird, were retired by 92 seasons. Two-thirds of the 90s were dominated by stars in their 30s. So these were all the players dominating.
But like I said.
Hold on, I'm not finished. All the players in the Chicago, Utah were in their 30s and mostly past their prime, but facing weaker competition, and the game got way slower, like pre-shot clock show. And by the 2000s, having just two good players in the team was enough to make it to an awesome club. Three-point shooting started to really take off, and the full weight of David Stern making sure certain storylines happened by marketing purposes. It became noticeable as the game went global and huge financially. There was ton of style over substance in the late 90s, early 2000s, which would revive interest in showy donkey after disastrous 97.
Nigga can't even fucking read.
Emphasis on flashy dribbling. Iverson, Garner, T-Mac, Marbury, Steve Francis, they were all real culture revolution of the sport, and how a bunch of his young stars wanted to be viewed in the fans. Street fashion and music, beside projects, was huge, and Iverson's bravado, realness and grittiness, startleness, however, whatever you want to call it, was the ultimate litmus test for the fans, feeling about the quote-unquote new school NBA. So here we go. Now it's the next of the era.
But how did we leave the 90s where you were trying to prove a point, but I was...
This was all the 90s. This is from 93 to 03. This is the 10 years from 93 to 03. It's time to move on. What else do you want?
No, because you're saying... Because you're pretty
now
much...
we're talking about LeBron's era.
No, listen. No.
This does not want to move on.
No, because... You know why? Because I'm going to tell you why I don't want to fucking move on. Because you said that there were no stars. So I started naming...
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said there weren't teams.
Right, but I started naming...
the first era where you had three Hall of Famers on the same team.
Right.
There was no teams like that.
Right. But Jordan didn't have he didn't have three Hall of Famers on his team either. That's what I'm saying. Not until Rodman, so he won three. Really, Rodman was an add-on, because if you think about it, they didn't need Rodman to win. They won without Rodman. When he had two stars. It was him and another person, just like it was Stockton and Malone. Just like
Let me ask you something. Who is he playing?
What?
His first three-peat.
For what? The first three-peat.
The prior era, everybody's retired.
No, hold on. So they play.
You know that, right?
What?
I said this. So the prior era, the stars from the prior era, were old.
Well, they were still playing because Magic Johnson, the first three.
But they were old, right? Were they past their prime?
No, he beat Magic in the first championship.
Yes or no? So you saying Magic was in his prime when Jordan beat him?
He wasn't even 32 yet.
Tell. What year was he drafted?
79.
79 to 89. That's 10 years. When did Jordan win his first chip?
When he was in 91, right? Or 91?
Right. So that was what?
He wasn't even... He was
79, 89. That's 10 years.
Right.
80, 90 is 11. He was old, bro. He's past his prime. He's in the league. He's in the league more than a decade at this point.
So you're saying somebody being 30? So somebody being 32 is past his prime? 32? Like, so that's like saying, so you're pretty much saying like everybody that's 32 right now is past their prime, because the league doesn't, the league don't say that. And people 32 is still considered in their prime. They don't start saying you out of your prime till you about 35? So 32, 33, that's a good age.
You're not out of your prime at 35. Are you kidding me? You're on your way out at 35.
Okay, but 32, 33 is still... Hold on, 32, 33. No, hold on. You're moving the goalpost. 32.
No, I'm just going by what you're saying.
Magic was not out of his prime when he played against Jordan. He was 32. He was 31, 32 years old. You can't say this nigga was done for when he was 31, 32. Jordan won championships at that age. What are you saying?
So you're saying Magic's prime was in his late 30s, was in his early 30s?
Of course.
So what age did he retire?
He retired right after Jordan won a championship because he had AIDS.
He retired, right. So he retired. Well, you said it. So you saying Magic retired in his prime?
Well, he was forced because he had AIDS.
No, I'm asking you. So you saying he was in his prime?
Yeah, that's why they was mad.
Oh my God.
They were mad. They were like, "Why is he retired?" They wasn't like, "Oh, this nigga's old." Nobody ever said. No, nobody ever said. Hold on. No, nobody ever said Magic is retiring because he's too old. They were like, "Oh, he's old." They could have been like, "Oh, he's old anyway."
No, I'm not saying that. You're saying that he was in his prime. You're telling me that Magic was in his prime in the 90s. That's what you're telling me.
The early 90s, he was only 30. He retired at 32. So you got to realize he was 31. Tay, he was 31.
Forget his age. You're telling me that he was in his prime.
31 years old. Tay, he was 31, 30 years old. Are you hear what you're saying? He's 30, 31. He's not even 32.
Just tell me that he was in his prime in the 90s.
Yes, 30 years old. Magic is 31 years old. That's still in your prime. At 30, 31, you're still in your prime. That's a fact. So if you're moving the goalposts, so you're saying that everybody right now, Kyrie, all these niggas, Kyrie, DeRozan, KD, all these niggas is all fucking out of their prime. So Kyrie's out of his prime.
Wait.
Huh?
Yes, man.
I never heard that. You're the first person to say that. No. No, you're being silly. So hold on. Nobody's ever said on TV, "Oh, Kyrie is out of his prime."
Best Kevin Durant that we've ever seen.
You said is what? He ain't even played. He been hurt. He ain't even fucking played. He doesn't even.
Oh, okay, so name another play. This is the best Kyrie that we ever seen.
Yeah, I mean, what Kyrie? Yeah, what the fuck?
That's what I'm saying. Like, all right, Tom.
No,
Don't make no sense.
No, you're saying. You know what's fucked up is because I never heard nobody. There was never nobody's debate that Magic was out of his prime when Jordan beat him in the finals. I never heard that because he was 30, 31 years old. They were saying Jordan wasn't ready. So it's just funny that people win championships at that age and still be killing. And you're sitting here telling me now that Magic at 30, 31 was out of his prime, and that's why Jordan won.
So you telling me, forget the prime, forget the era when Magic in the 80s, 84, 83, when Magic was winning the MVPs and all this shit.
Right.
Forget that. That doesn't mean you're in your prime. It just means that you're quote unquote young, means that you're in your prime. So if you're in your 30s, you consider players to be in their prime.
So when Jordan won his first championship, and like his point per average went down because he started off in his first couple years, 3 or 4 years, first 3 or 4 years, averaging 35, 33, 34, and then when he gets like 28, 29, that shit dropped down to like 30. So you saying like he was out of his prime because then it's pretty much like you saying Jordan was out of his prime too. Because if you're going by first 4 or 5 years.
Jordan's personal prime.
Jordan
was unstoppable. Wasn't on the second of the 90s.
You said it wasn't in the 90s?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't in the back end of this championship. It wasn't 96. Jordan wasn't in his prime in 96, bro. If you're comparing the 1989, the 1990 Jordan, say that 96 Jordan is in his prime?
Well, they won the most games. They won 7.